What's up, everybody? Polipopo here. I'm glad to be on the channel with you. Thank you very much for coming by and checking out more on the MPC. If you're new to the channel, I just go over the MPC, different shortcuts, tutorials. I even do one-on-one sessions, and they're a lot of fun. But today what I want to show you is this highly requested video is how to take one track with all your samples on it and sequence it out into a whole song. So by the end of this video, just give me 10 minutes, I promise, trust me, you're gonna be able to make a whole song on your MPC, all right? It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna show you how to switch everything up, and it's just about having fun. So check us out. And if it's your first MPC, welcome to the MPC community, man. It is a ton of people out here. I would recommend watching every video and any video you could find on YouTube about it. The more you know about it, the more you can see different workflows and different approaches. Alright, so let's dive right in here and get into this. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start on a new project. And I'm not going to play any keys or do anything. We're just dealing with drums today. That's it. Just drum program. We're not going to do anything else. Forgive me for the background noise, guys. I do the best I can. But there is some stuff going on in the back. So you're going to hit Browse. It's your first button you hit. Browse. And then don't worry about places, content, or expansions. It should be on content right when you start it up. And it's already on drums. So all we're going to do is go through here and select a few drum kits. You know, whatever ones you like. I'm just going to select this first one. I'm going to load it up. And then I like this Chill Trap kit. I might only use one drum out of the whole program, but I'm loading up all these different samples. Now, if I wanted to just go through here and hit like hi-hat, snare, whatever, it'll give me all the hi-hats individually. Snare, like check it out, snare. And it gives you all the different snares in your MPC. But me, I'm just loading up the programs, the whole shebang, right? So I got my acoustic kit. I'm gonna hit Browse and gonna erase this. So now I got all my drums. I'm just gonna select a few, okay? I'll use that. This is just an example, okay? Say you have a whole bunch of samples. I don't know what you have, but I'm just gonna use some of these because some of these might have sounds I want and some not. So once you have, you know, a bunch of drums, that's all we did so far. We turned on the MPC. Let's get a hip hop kit. Okay. So what we're gonna do first is make like a 4-bar loop. So we're done here. We loaded up all these drums. We got all of our samples. I can't get on that enough that you need to load up all your samples first. You don't want to be going back here and doing this later on. You want to go ahead and load up all your samples. So that's step 1, is load up all of your samples. Starting with step 2 is hit main, and you're on track 1. We're going to leave everything on track 1. We got all these different programs and everything like that. That's fine. But let's say I just want it all. This looks full. A 1 through 16 is full. But up here on the top, if you hit B, you got these other banks here too. Now you can, you know, assign all these to 1. So that's what we're gonna do. See, I want this sound. Let's listen. I want that kick here. Just assigning samples to pads. Let's put that here. Take that, put that there. All I'm doing is assigning samples to pads. And if this filled up, let's say this fills up. Let's keep going. And the reason I'm doing it this way is because we're going to do it all on one program. So now all my samples on one program, okay? So I don't have nothing on these. There's drums on these, but I'm not even going to use them. I'm just going to use program 1. I'm going to name it My Drums or whatever. You just hit this, My Drums. Okay? So now you got your drum kit. Out of all of these kits, you made your own program with your drums. You got A, B, so it's legit. And whatever you want to put in there is fine. So I'm going to make a 4-bar loop, and hopefully it comes out good. And we're going to do it all on one track. Let's say you have all of your drums on here. See, we got, on the pad mixer, we got all these pads full. All we're going to do is go to the track, because we only have one track. And that was step 2, to make your drum loop. All right? After you make your drum loop, or you have your sample chops, or whatever it is, the next step is to get it on individual tracks, so you can do the next step. Okay, so in order to do this, you got everything on the first track. You got your loop going. You're gonna hit this pencil in the middle here by track, and then hit explode. Okay, what that did, that muted out track 1. We hit explode, right? My note repeat is stuck on. So it muted out track 1. And what it did, it put every single pad on a separate track. Just trust me on that, okay? What we're going to do, before we do anything else, we exploded this with the pencil. We go up to this pencil, and we're going to copy this sequence 8 different times. Okay? Trust me on this. Copy, do it. Copy, do it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And what this does, this gives you, they got the same sequence all day on all these sequences, right? So now that the next step is going to be to hit track mute. Let me recap what we did real quick, okay? First, we loaded up all of our samples. We went to browse the drums. We loaded up all of our samples. Okay? Step 2, we made our drum loop. Step 3, everything was on track 1. We hit this pencil, hit explode. Step 4, you hit this pencil, copy this sequence 8 times. The next step, step 5, is track mute. You hit track mute, now you have all your tracks. If you look up here, you want to go, you can change, you see how I'm, at the top it's going 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10's blank. Those are all the sequences that we copied. We copied 1, and they're all the same. So check this out. For sequence 1, I only want, let me explain this. Do not ever unmute the track that your original chop came from, or else it's going to play all the drums at once. Right now, I just want to hear the kick. So we're going to mute all these. And this is all that's going to play on sequence 1. Sequence 2, see, it's the same one, but now I can say I only want the kick to play on sequence 2. Or if you have another sample you want to bring in, so if you want to build it up, what I do is I look at sequence 1, and it's got these pads lit up. There's 3. So if I go to sequence 2, I'll add a few more. Sequence 3, same thing. But you know, you can spend all day arranging. I'm just showing you that you have to go through each sequence. Okay? You do this and you're good. Sequence 6 will let everything fly. And we'll start muting these back out. Say this was a sample that we only wanted to come in, whether it was a vocal chop or whatever sample it was. Okay? It only comes in on 65432. We don't want it to come in on all of them. And you can push play and go through these one by one, but I'm not making a song right now for you guys. I'm showing you the workflow on how to arrange the same sequence 8 different times or 9 different times, and how to make it into a song. Okay, so recap. What we did, we hit browse. When we turned on our MPC, we went to our drums, our samples. We loaded up all of our samples onto our pads with the sample assign. Sample assign. Remember, you have B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. So you don't need anything. Just put it all on one program, all your samples, one track. Once you record your drum loop, you hit this pencil, hit explode. Then you're going to go to the sequence, copy it 8 times, right here, copy it. And then what we did next, we went to track mute. Track mute, we arranged our sequences. Okay, so now to get them all together, the final step, step 6, is to go into song mode. You hit menu, song, and then you go in insert the 8 sequences, because you know you have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right now they all say sequence 3. You have to physically touch the screen, okay, and make it, they match up according to how you have it laid out. See, if I want sequence 3 to play next, I'll leave it on 3, but I want it to go in the order that I did it. So 4 to 4, 5 to 5, 6 to 6, 7 to 7, and 8 to 8. You can go ahead and go through when you're in track mute, or you can name your sequences. Might help you. I just go by the numbers 1 through 8. They match up. I know that I'm aligned and I'm good to go. So what you want to do from here, all we did was hit insert and we match these up. Now we're gonna hit this, make sure that it's highlighted, and hit convert sequence, and it's going to convert it to 10. That's it. We hit main, and if you look at my bars, there's 4 bars. So if we copied that 8 times, we should have 32 bars on sequence 10. 32 bars, sequence 10. The song's not going to play right. It didn't record right. It's doing something weird. But it will play the whole song, and that's how you pretty much arrange your work. Okay, like I said, it wasn't about the music that I was making or the beat or whatever it was. It's the workflow that if you do this over and over, you can get really good really fast. Again, if you have a synth on track 2, whatever, you already exploded your tracks, and then you just mute it out in track mute. It would be here, be like track 2, synth, or whatever it is. You can mute those out already. They're individual tracks. Today, all we did was the drums, and we assigned our drums to whatever pad we want, A through H and the banks, so we can have a whole lot of samples. And we named our drums, made the loop, exploded the track, copied the sequence, went to track mute, made sure each one of the same sequences was slightly different, went to song mode, inserted our 8 sequences, we lined them up, went to the bottom sequence, converted the sequence, we go to main, sequence 10. This is our whole song. This is the work that you did. So now whenever you export this, it's going to, I'll show you. You can hit this folder and you can save the project, whatever. I'm going to hit export. When you hit export, you have start bar, end bar, leave everything alone. If you just want to hear the song, you go make sure that box is checked. Okay, you got WAV, you can change it to MP3, FLAC, OGG, but I leave mine at WAV. Okay, so if you want to do that and you just want to pop it on a USB, listen to it, and call it a day, you're good to go. But if you want to explode your tracks, what that does, you're going to hit export, and it'll save it. Let's save it here. And I just want to show you that you need to see this. Not what I'm naming it, but the screen needs to do this in order for you to know that it's working. You hit save, it'll say track 1, track 2, track 3, track 4, track 5. See, that's when you know it's doing the stems. And whenever you take the stems and put them into a DAW or Fruity or whatever it is that you're using to, whatever it is, it'll show your whole arrangement. This way nobody has to do any guesswork, and it's ready to go for a mix. Guys, thanks again for watching, and if this helped you out in any way, I really appreciate you. If you like the video, if I can get 100 likes on this video, I'd like to go ahead and show you guys what to do next as far as with the plugins, the key groups, the MIDI, how to route everything. I've connected this thing up to just about anything you can imagine. And I just like to help along the way. And if you need a one-on-one session, you can hit me up anytime. Just leave me a message, and I'll give you my email, and we'll hook up. But there's a lot to learn. But I promise, if you do that every day or every time you get on your MPC, you'll get fast. You'll get good really, really fast. All right, and that's basically how you take one track and make it into a full song. Right on, guys. I'm Polipopo. And yeah, thank you.